Hello and welcome back to JVSCP. Today we're going to be taking a look at two entries that are both auditory, they're audio related in one way or another, and small spoiler, these are two very, very good entries. But you don't have to take my word for it, we'll get right into it and you can see for yourself. SCP-8159 by PinkHatPinkJeans from the SCP Wiki. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. Foundation web crawlers must monitor social media, file sharing sites, and online marketplaces for reference to SCP-8159. Any online discussion of ox horn, devil's cup, or related topics must be investigated. Any copies of 8159 for sale or uploads of its audio must be removed immediately, and the source of the upload investigated. Any copies of 8159 outside of Foundation ownership must be confiscated upon discovery. Individuals discovered to have been exposed to 8159's anomalous effects should be interviewed and monitored. Affected Foundation staff should have this noted on their personnel file. Beyond these standard procedures, affected subjects require no further engagement. Description: SCP-8159 is Devil's Cup, the first and only album by American heavy metal band Oxhorn. 8159 is notable for its heavy use of backmasking. And then there's a little footnote here that says a recording technique where sound is recorded backward onto a track intended to be played forward. This conceals the backmasked audio from listeners unless they play the recording in reverse. So basically, you know, it's fun to smoke marijuana. Fucking, you can put a little snippet of that in here. Veeti, that's another one bites the dust backwards. Every song on the record features at least one backmasked message. While each message is different in content and placement within the song, they each have an identical effect on listeners. When a human between the ages of 16 and 24 hears a backmasked section in any of 8159's songs, they undergo behavioral changes. This occurs regardless of whether 8159 is being played forward or backward, or if the listener is aware of the message presence. The following descriptions of individuals affected by 8159, henceforth subjects, have been gathered via interviews with affected subjects and their families, friends, co-workers, and other acquaintances. Note that due to the median age of affected subjects, the statements below primarily describe middle-aged subjects. And then there's a little footnote there where it explains, it says this: most affected individuals were exposed to SCP-8159 within 10 years of Devil's Cup's release in 1978. And then there's sort of a bullet point list here, so let's check it out. They avoid risk-taking behaviors. They avoid tobacco and narcotics and do not gamble outside of minor, socially accepted forms of gambling, such as scratch cards or bingo. If they consume alcohol, it's in low quantities and generally only at social gatherings or on special occasions. That's a surprisingly fine side effect. Maybe it'll get worse, but I was expecting, you know, these are fucking killing their parents or something. But this is just subliminal messaging making people better. They seek long-term committed romantic relationships and are uninterested in short-term or casual relationships. Okay. I thought it was just me. Okay, that's really good. I like that. Related to the above, they seek whatever lifestyle and goals are considered typical in their culture of community. All subjects are in stable, long-term employment, have at least one child, and are married or have previously been married for at least 5 years. They take jobs which are common and considered typical in their culture or community, most often in the blue-collar and white-collar sectors. No subjects have been found to work in a creative profession. They are devoted and hardworking in their work, although never to a degree that others find unusual or otherwise noteworthy. I love this. It's so anti-rock and roll. This is great. They subscribe to the most common religion within their culture or community. Footnote: the majority of affected civilians are Christian, atheist, or agnostic. Subjects follow any expected religious tenets and attend worship at standard times, and many regularly participate in religious adjacent social activities such as church bake sales. Despite this, they rarely describe themselves as devout or spiritual. They are outgoing and sociable in most situations and have an affable, convivial demeanor towards most people they interact with. During interviews, many subjects' acquaintances, such as co-workers and neighbors, expressed that they didn't know the subject well, despite finding them likable and interacting with them regularly. Affected subjects adhere to the behaviors described above as much as they possibly can, even when in situations where deviating from them would be advantageous or holding to them would be disadvantageous. Being forced to act outside of their typical behavior causes the subject some level of distress. While they display visible discomfort when this occurs, they refuse to discuss these events or their feelings on them, leaving the exact nature of their reaction unclear. The majority of affected subjects are from the United States, the only nation where 8559 was officially released. Very few subjects have been found within Foundation ranks. No subject has reported noticing any psychological or mental change after their exposure to 8159. Affected subjects are typically successful in their careers and respected and well known in their communities. Despite this, they are significantly more likely to experience social isolation and estrangement from friends, family, and romantic partners. A 2023 study of 8159 subjects in the United States showed that the marriages of affected individuals are 26% more likely to end in divorce than those of non-affected Americans. No way of reversing 8159's effects has been found. SCP-8159 was discovered in 2005 when an audio file of the song Garden of Unearthly Delights was uploaded to the file-sharing application LimeWire. Hell yeah. Shout out to a real one. Fucking LimeWire. That was a shit. Several hours after the file's upload, it was flagged as an auditory cognitohazard by the early Foundation web crawler LimeRoot and manually removed. Investigation revealed the uploader was unaware of the song's anomalous properties and was amnesticized without incident. The backmasked clips in SCP-8159 each consists of an adult male voice with a Midwest American accent speaking a short message. The contents of each clip are recorded in full below.
Be cool. Stay in school. Don't run with scissors. Chew with your mouth closed. Brush your teeth. Eat your vegetables. Color inside the lines.
The message's speaker and origin have yet to be identified. I really like the subversion of expectations with like a rock and roll backmasked message that essentially just makes you conform. I think that's really good. I fuck with this one. I mean, to no one's surprise, but yeah, I really do. I fuck with this. Was kind of hoping that it would have like some additional media, you know, an unlisted YouTube link or something, so that you could actually hear a little bit of what the music is supposed to sound like. But that would also break the immersion, I guess, a little bit, because then it's like, well, if I'm hearing this now, why isn't it affecting me and all that? It's always that thing with SCP, right? There's like the balance between unfiction engagement, but also you want it to be cool, right? And so I think that's like a common divide. Some people want it to feel very much like an ARG, that it's in our reality, and some people just want it to whatever. I'm kind of getting off topic here. Love this one. really love this one. That's an instant gold star from Jeff. And at some point we will do like gold star only videos. So there is a point to this, but yeah, that's a gold star. Let's move on. SCP-8326 by TboneBerryhill from the SCP Wiki. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-8326 is housed in a reinforced containment cell at Site-16, suspended via mechanical supports due to its weight. Weekly monitoring has been discontinued following Event 8326 Omega. Fragments are stored in a Faraday-lined urn within the same cell, which will be relocated to the Anomalous Anthropology Wing. All ritual items, scrolls, and logs are archived in Wing C. Access to the urn and related research materials requires Level 2 clearance and written approval. Description: SCP-8326 is a partially fossilized skull of a woolly mammoth, Mammuthus primigenius, 1.52 meters long, bearing carvings created with obsidian tools. The carvings depict prostrating figures, a coiled sun, and inverted trees. Gold leaf and red ochre are present in some recesses. Carbon dated to be over 12,000 years old, the skull retains its organic density and has not yet undergone full fossilization. SCP-8326 emits a low-frequency hum around 14 Hz, detectable only by humans, accompanied by psychological effects: reverence, sorrow, disorientation, and dreams of tundras or long migrations. Subjects often report a desire to remain close to the object. Discovery: recovery by MTF Alpha-1 cave divers in a shallow cave 60 miles west of Denali. It was wrapped in hide and birch bark, in the possession of a non-verbal elderly man who expired shortly after first contact. No cultural or linguistic matches are found. Artifacts identify 8326 as a sacred vessel for a migratory deity named Namaraka, translated loosely as "he who walks ahead." No corresponding figure exists in known indigenous traditions. Addendum 8326-1. The voice that diminished. Over 4 months, 8326 exhibited a progressive reduction in anomalous output. The hum became intermittent. Visual and EM anomalies stabilized. Staff began reporting faint whispering in unknown languages alongside depressive symptoms. A note from Dr. Trevor Berryhill, dated the 18th of January 2023, reads:
I heard it breathing last night. Not from the bone itself, but from the air in the room. Like something trying to remember how lungs worked. The dreams are gone now. All I feel when I'm near it is the cold and silence and pity.
A final message was discovered etched inside the skull, beneath the left orbital cavity.
I was here before your gods were young. I carried you through the white void. You forgot the sound of my steps, and so I stopped walking.
Translation excerpts from ritual scrolls. Recovered bark scrolls describe Namaraka as being of endurance and memory.
He walked before the fire. He walked before names. He pulled the sky behind him so the snow would not fall on us. We forgot him. He did not forget us. He waited, even when we left, even when we stopped saying his name.
Researcher Assignment Log, Dr. Berryhill. Authorized observational posting, 72 days.
Day 1. Description.
Dr. Berryhill notices the low-frequency hum emanating from 8326, which is felt as pressure in the ribs, not an audible sound.
Day 9. Description.
The hum continues and sometimes harmonizes with the silence. Dr. Berryhill starts sleeping in the containment room, feeling a sense of peace in the presence of 8326. But not the comfort of standing near a fire someone else has left behind.
Day 17. Description.
The hum stops briefly, and the air feels as if it's holding its breath. When the hum returns, it is far fainter than before.
Day 26. Description.
Dr. Berryhill notices that the carvings on the skull are fading. He traces one this morning, something resembling an eye within the antlers, but by nightfall it is gone. Not eroded, just absent.
Day 41. Description.
Dr. Berryhill speaks to 8326, saying, "I'm still here." Afterward, the object remains quiet, not silent, but still.
Day 48. Description.
The dreams associated with 8326 are fading. Where there were once visions of mammoths, only cold wind remains. Dr. Berryhill feels as though 8326 is forgetting how to dream.
Day 59. Description.
Dr. Berryhill touches the skull and feels the weight of time like a mountain remembering the ocean. He said, "I remember you," but the hum doesn't return. The cold lessens, but only for a moment. Event log 8326, Omega, day 72. At 3:14 a.m., SCP-8326 collapsed into ash and inert bone fragments. No energy release occurred. The chamber temperature dropped by 6 degrees Celsius. Dr. Berryhill was seated 2 meters from the object at the time, unmoving. When later interviewed, he stated,
I think it wanted someone to see it happen, so it wouldn't happen alone.
"Okay, damn. Well, that sucked. Like, that was great, but Jesus Christ." Damn, that made me sad. That made me really sad. Oh, fuck, these were both really good. What a banger of an episode this is. I mean, I don't mean to review our own performance here as editors and narrators. I mean in terms of the entries, right? Like, shit, these were both so good and in very different ways as well, right? Like, this one very solemn, very sad and cute, and the first one very fun. And interestingly, both of these are pretty new, I think. Yeah, so this second one was released in August of 2025, Jesus. And the first one was released in July of 2025. Holy shit. I think this goes to show that anyone that says that, like, you know, SCP isn't good anymore, that it's past its heyday, simply hasn't actually gone in and read some of the new stuff. Because this is great. I'm more understanding if you think that every new entry is a really long, lore-filled, complicated continuation of some other storyline or something, or building into some specific universe or canon, whatever. But that's not all it is. Like, I'm not super into those either. I'm into this shit, and this shit is definitely still being made, as proven right here. So yeah, hell yeah, these are both really good. But with that, we'll end it off for today. What a couple of fucking bangers we had. That feels good. You know, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit a couple of weeks ago when we came back, and I said, yeah, from here on out we're back weekly, because then immediately I didn't have time to record. So we're changing things up just a little bit. The way that I'm thinking we'll do it right now, we're still, you know, testing it out. We'll see exactly where we land. But this video is probably going to be a little bit shorter than some of our regular videos, and I think we want to keep it like that going forward, because otherwise we simply don't have time to both, you know, film. If it takes me 2 hours to film a thing, and then however long it takes for Veeti to do all the amazing visuals, then that'll end up simply, you know, not working out. This isn't like our full-time job or anything, as you probably know. So yeah, we're gonna try and make the videos a little bit more focused, maybe read 1 or 2 per video, but that way we can at least know that we can be somewhat consistent. We're gonna continue to aim for every Friday, but there will be weeks when none of us had time, and that's just how it's gonna have to be. Hope you're okay with that, but that's also going to reduce some stress from us, and we're going to have a lot more fun. You know, it also makes the discussion a little easier. Sometimes when there's like 5 entries in a 50-minute long video, some of the ones like maybe in the middle, I feel kind of get lost because all the discussion ends up being about 1 or 2 specific entries that maybe stick out for one reason or another. So yeah, that's the little update thing. We are back. We do be back, but we're also keeping it real, keeping it realistic. The reason we can do this at all in the first place and spend any time whatsoever on it is thanks to our amazing members and Patreons. Is this the right way? They might be over there, over that. In one of these directions, you're currently seeing the YouTube members and the patrons, and we're very, very thankful to all of you for supporting this little passion project that we both have going, while mainly putting our time and effort into, you know, our real jobs. But we really want to do this, and we're super thankful to anyone who supports us so that we can continue to do so. As I think Veeti mentioned in the last entry on the channel, your support directly led, for example, to us being able to get Veeti an audio card and a microphone sort of like this, so now they can sound good whenever they record videos as well. Got a fucking hair in my mouth. And yeah, that's thanks to the people that you see on screen. And if you want to join them, you know where to go. Join below, or Patreon link somewhere as well. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you next week. If not, you might see a Veeti, and if not, the week after that probably. Cool. Man, these were some good entries. Feels good to be back with bangers like this. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.